chances of anyone moving from one part of this neighborhood to another.
Let the players get the opportunity to describe something about last session that they enjoyed.
What exactly you want to know about the warehouse next door, anyways?
Everything that you know.
Yeah.
We want to see it.
From? We want to.
We're trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look back at the hook, and I drag it across his neck.
Thank you. Yep. Doing great.
Can I go give Rome a high five?
To who? To Roman?
To Roman.
So,
Oh, you
Rome,
have to make the attack roll.
Ah, well, it's a high five, I mean.
And does not hit his AC.
All right, well, I miss a high five.
You go for it, and he just leaves you hanging.
Why not? Eat some bacon, man. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty?
And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Just a couple levels here. All right, everything looks good. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Tabletop Roleplay Theater for tonight's presentation of GREYHAWK City, Shadows of the Gem, Episode 5. Let's meet our players.
Hi, I'm Jaylee. I'll be playing Kay. She is a human rogue.
Hi, I'm Austin Van Beesler, and I will play Bogard Blunt, the Druid Furbolg.
It's Chris.
Yeah. I just posted in the chat. I already forgot the order. I'm Chris Cipher. I'll be playing Aaron Stone, one half of the Stone Brothers. I'm a Nightingale rogue, and I'll give you some more details about the Nightingale a little bit later on. But short version, you can find it at yesthievescan.com.
And I am Duke. I am playing the other half of the Stone Brothers. My name is August Stone, and I am playing a Oath of Vengeance Paladin.
Thank you, players. Good job, Chris. We're missing Olivia tonight, who usually plays Leaf in the Wind, and she's got real life happening, new jobs and stuff like that. She's just moved, so it's been a little chaotic in her world. We're completely understandable, so we're going to be without her tonight, but that's okay. In this urban setting, it's easy to move players around from different place to different place, so that'll be just fine. I'm Curtis. I'm the Dungeon Master. Before we get started, I would like to thank Roll20 for being our virtual tabletop for tonight's game, and of course Malden's GREYHAWK for their awesome map and comprehensive compilation of information on the city of GREYHAWK, which is where our story takes place. So thank you. Without your work, my job would be so much harder. And now, the curtain rises. Guess I'm going to be doing a little bit of sync issues. I'm going to have to figure that out. I don't know why I look like
Sink issues.
a kung fu film.
Better get a plumber.
Yeah. She said it's better now.
I can see a little bit. I don't know what that is. I'll have to figure that out. The lights come up, and we see an 80-year-old man who sits behind a desk in a very nice office within the Grand Citadel. More specifically, within the massive structure known as the Great Blockhouse. The city watch barracks are there, and their offices are there. The prison is located there, as well as other city government offices and more. It's late, very late, and the old man holds a candle in one hand and his monocle in the other as he closely examines some writing on some parchment. The man looks up as there is a knock on the door. Enter! A man in his late 40s walks in. Short cropped white hair, beard and mustache. Dark brown leather and a full cloak surrounding most of him. The old man speaks. Kelson, it's late and I really don't... Why are you... It's time to retire, old man. A knife is produced quickly from under Kelson's cloak, and he throws it with obvious skill and technique. It sticks perfectly in the center of the chief constable's throat, and a gout of blood erupts. The lights fade as Sir Gavin Ambus gurgles and bleeds out on his desk. But our story starts with Kay tonight. She has just visited and received really no good information from one of her sources on her particular mission. But she's walking back to the Whistling Fish, and I believe the Stone Brothers have returned to their and their father's home. Leaf and Bogart, I believe, have gone ahead and gone to bed also at the Whistling Fish. And Kay, when you return back to the inn, is there anything that you want to do before retiring, or are you going straight to bed?
No, not particularly. She'd go to bed.
Okay.
That's about all she needed to do tonight, was check in with her contact.
A little bit of disappointment in that realm.
Oh, yeah.
As you head up to your room, you remember, as you know, you went and when you finalized your check-in situation, we don't necessarily have to role-play that out, but when you finished it up, you remember Grunab saying that there's a candle lit in your room for you. We always leave the lights on. And when you go to your room and open it up, the candle is not lit. And you can actually smell freshly extinguished candle, that smell of a candle that has just been put out, as soon as you enter your room.
I'm gonna reach into my cloak with my hand on my dagger, and I'm gonna staying in the doorway, because I've obviously already opened the door, so if someone's here, they already know I'm here. I'm gonna look around. Can I do a perception check?
Sure, go for it.
Woo! Let's see. It's been so long since I played D&D.
We use polyhedral dice. You're going to want to roll the one that's got...
18.
18. And you haven't lit the candle yet. You notice something in what, being a rogue, you recognize as probably the darkest corner of the room. You see the glint off of a mask.
I'm gonna throw my dagger directly at that glint. Like, no hesitation. As soon as she knows someone in there, she's just gonna toss it.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
16.
16. Let me double check. I believe that's a hit.
I was not confident in that.
Hang on a second. I just lost my guy.
Pardon me.
You're interrupting the tension, Austin.
Ooh, 16 does just hit. And you hear your knife stick into something. A small grunt. It's a short person. And you hear a bit of a chuckle and pulls the blade out of his body. The little sister of Fossick the Filch.
I'm stepping in there. Like, as soon as I heard that dagger make contact, she's
Okay.
gonna step in. And she hears Fozzik's name, and she approaches him and tries to like grab his cloak and like pull him forward.
Okay.
Whoever it is.
Make a grapple. Roll, yeah.
What do I roll for that?
A d20.
Athletics or
Oh, yeah. Athletics.
Athletics. I have 0 athletics, but luckily I rolled 18.
So you
Yeah.
snatch him right up. It's a halfling. A little bit taller than probably some of the normal halflings. He's hitting about the 4-foot level. Skinny. And is wearing a mask in complete black leather. And the mask looks like... let's see. Alright, we'll just show. You got roll 20 open. It looks like that.
Ooh.
Spooky.
It's
Do I
not
reckon-
showing.
Do I recognize this mask?
Make a wisdom or make a history check.
Okay. What's my history? Okay.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
13.
You do not know what this mask is. You
So I hit
have
with my dagger.
you have heard of skull masked thieves before. Just
Ooh.
whispers of it. And anytime you've ever asked, you've received no information. So I'll let you have that much. Under the Go ahead.
Oh, she's just gonna say like very evenly. Like, how do you know that name?
Oh, I know lots. On the broken side of the mask, that eye. The candle is not lit. You don't see an eye on that side. You can catch the glint of his eye through the normal hole, the right side of the mask. He says, light a candle.
I'm gonna set him down, but I'm still like staying very close and keeping my eye on his shadow. Why don't you light the candle, thief?
Okay. And so he does. And then you see him in his glory. He does have the mask. There is an eye underneath the broken part. And it is black where it would be white. the colored portion of the eye, and I'm not great on my eye anatomy, the whatever that's called, outside the pupil, but inside
The iris?
The iris. There you go. Thank you. Is red, and the pupil is elongated like a cat. And he is, you can tell, he's rough skin, scars on his neck, completely dressed in black with a cloak and a hood that is down. And he says, "Little sister of Fossink, how did you get involved with the two brothers?"
Who's asking?
I am the finger.
Did someone send you? Are you here for something?
I'm not going to answer your questions, little sister.
Then why would I answer yours?
Because I know about your brother. And if you want that information, then we'll have to have a trade.
Insight check.
Okay.
She's very suspicious.
He is.
Ah, crap. 5.
Seems to be telling the truth. You believe him, I guess I should say. I keep reading on Insight Check not being a lie detector, but
Yeah.
you believe him. If you report information to me, I will give information to you. For every little information you give to me about the secretive stuff those brothers are doing, I will give you information about your brother. As a show of goodwill, I'll not kill you today, and as a bonus, I'll let you know that your brother is in this city. So, what do you think?
I don't often make deals with people who try to steal from me.
Oh, I wasn't trying to steal from you, little sister.
Why do they call you the finger? Information is valuable in this city, Finger. You know that more than anybody. And I obviously have something of value, but I don't know for sure if your information is true.
But my information is true. So,
You have proof?
proof.
Maybe a thing of him, something he carries. I don't know. I need more than just he's in the city if we're going to strike a deal like this.
Proof.
If you can get me proof that my brother is in this city, or that you know where he is, sure, I'll strike a deal, but I need that first.
All right. I'll get you your proof.
All right.
But I've already given you some information, so technically you are already in my debt. So give me something as your show of goodwill.
What do you want to know?
What are the brothers up to? What are they looking for?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Some, I don't know, a clan. That's all I know right now. Or cult. Something along those lines. And if I find out more, and if you find out more, like my brother's whereabouts, if he's alive, if he's...
Let's make this bargain.
I will find...
I will bring you something of your brother tonight. You bring me something of the brothers to exchange. And we'll go...
Are you going to hurt him?
Oh, no.
Can I have your word?
Would you believe it?
Fair. All right.
I'm not going to hurt your brother because I know it's important to you. You have information that I want. You have access to information that I want. I know who you are, Kay.
You think you do?
I do. So we have a bargain. Tonight. Tomorrow night, I should say.
Yes. We have a bargain. I will try, but I don't know how much I will be able to get in that amount of time.
Oh, you're very good at your job. You'll get something. Information. And with that, he hands you back your dagger. He's bleeding from his chest.
I take it and I just wipe the blood off on my cloak. I don't really say anything about the fact that I stabbed him.
And he leaves.
I'll go and close the door, and if it has a lock, I will lock it.
You dream of your brother that night.
And after that, she'll probably take a moment to think about it and run things over in her head, but she knows she probably wants, if she gets back to her contact, she'll probably ask him about the skull masks.
Okay. Were you going to go back to him that night, or were you going to just when you get a chance?
Oh no, probably
Oh, okay.
another night. Give it another night or so to see if he has any information.
Very good. That night you have a dream. You dream of your brother. You see him, but it doesn't look like you remember him. He looks changed. He looks old. Older, anyways. Much older than you remember him. But he's still got his roguish outfit on. Dark, cloaked, hooded. And in your dream, you see him walking amongst the poor. Slums surround. Kind of like Shacktown. It's what it would remind you of if you've ever been up there. It's the north part of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Outside the walls. Behind him, always behind him and following him, and you can not hear any words, but you can see this person speaking is an old man. Hunched over, cane, gray cloak, bald with gray wisps of hair crowning the edge of his head. And you watch your brother, and you can see a smile creep on the old man's face, and your brother walks up to you, his, first person point of view, and flicks out a razor and goes at you like he was going to slit your throat. And that's when you wake up. And when you wake up, you hear the sound of church bells. And this is where we cut to the stone house.
That's the church bells.
You motherfucker.
The Church of Apollo.
The lights come up, and we are at the stone household. This is early in the morning.
Has light even come up yet?
If you were awake and looking out the window, it would just be that little hint of pink starting to
Then
crest
we are
the horizon.
already up.
Oh, damn you!
Right. Yeah.
Early risers.
As
Every
you,
day.
all right. So, what time do you get up? So I can make a note and put
Pre-dawn.
us in the right spot.
Pre-dawn every day. We've been doing this a long time.
That sounds terrible, man.
Fucking
We
early.
don't all get to be stoner cow people, man.
Fucking great, man.
Jelly, bro.
Totes.
Crack me up. As you Stone Brothers are rising and getting dressed and getting ready to start your day, there is a knock. It's really more of a pound at the front door. You can hear your father rising to go get it.
He got up before we did.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's pounding on the door this early in the morning, then this is not a good thing. So I will make sure that I'm in the room at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
In the 90s, we called it a cop knock.
Oh yeah, it's cop knock.
For sure.
So
Tune into Cult later this evening.
right. You hear a brief exchange between your father and someone at the door. And you then also hear the bells begin to toll. And you can smell breakfast sausages that are on the verge of burning.
I'll go
Well,
turn it.
okay, I was gonna say we don't like burnt sausage.
Save it.
All right, so what do you do?
Dad's at the door. You go check it out. I'll watch the breakfast.
Yeah, you hear him talk for just a brief moment, and then the door closes, and your dad comes back in.
Are you gonna spill it or?
Sir Gavin Ambus has been slain during the night.
The captain?
The chief constable,
Oh.
Oh,
my boss. The one in charge of the city watch. Things are happening at the capital. I have to go to the citadel.
Yeah. You go, Pops. You go.
You see him grab up a few of his last remaining things that he needed, and when he opens the front door, you see a City Watch captain and about 8 City Watch guards. And these are not your lowest ranked City Watch guards. They close the door and march off. What do you
That's
guys?
bad. Yeah, that's bad.
what do you think it means?
Somebody's making a move. Hey, cause Pop said he was slain. I mean, they
Didn't say he died. Said
that
slain.
wasn't
Right.
natural. Yeah, somebody's making a move. Huh.
Huh.
Yeah. We should get back to the whistling fish. Something weird's going on. There's too much I mean, yeah, it's the city. It's a big city. Stuff's gonna happen, but there's too much stuff happening right now. You know what I mean? There's
I
way
catch
more
that
going on.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
catch
way
that
more
feeling.
going on right now than normal. I mean, those people are our only. They're our only lead right now.
Well, if nothing else, I want to.
I mean,
if nothing else, I want to keep an eye on Kay.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't trust her. I mean, she's good. She's good as what she does, but I don't know. Those other two, they're nice. I like them. They're cool, but they're weird. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen a. You know, I've heard the stories about the Tabaxi, but
yeah,
you know, just to be. I mean, I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable, or you know, but it's been interesting walking through the streets with her. You know,
yeah.
She does draw a lot more attention to us than we normally get.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I mean, you know me.
Well, we may want to consider just I don't know, maybe parting ways after we get them. You know, I know that they got to get to the monastery.
Yeah,
tonight,
they got their own thing. I know, but we need to keep an eye on Kay.
All right, I'm gonna go get dressed. I'll grab a sausage. We'll get going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. While you guys are dressing and eating your sausages, we will cut back to the Whistling Fish and Bogard.
Yeah, man.
You are also awoken by the sound of church bells.
That's nice.
Doesn't really mean a whole lot to you at this particular point in time, other than something's happening. And when you come downstairs, you are greeted by yet another halfling in my story. But this one is dressed in the monk's robes of the Dark Moon Monastery.
Do I know you, man?
Oh, you're going to know me for sure. And this must be Leaf. He introduces himself. His name is Kule. Kule. Or Cool. He is the business manager for the Order of the Twilight Moon. And he is there to escort you both to the monastery.
We're both going, man?
You are both going.
Well, okay then. We can't even have like a breakfast or anything? I need at least 4 strips of bacon to be worth anything in the morning.
Yeah. Get yourself some bacon. We'll go in just a moment. Have some
I
bacon.
need soy bacon.
So what? There's I have done you guys the wonderful benefit. If you look in your player's handout, you will find the Whistling Fish Inn menu.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't really have any breakfast. They do have some berries and like cheese and summer sausage off the sides list that kind of get served up. Fruit, some boring stuff for breakfast.
That's a bummer. Is there any place we can grab a breakfast on the way? Okay, straight to the monastery then. Got it.
You're just trying to mess me up, aren't you? Oh, you cracked me up.
I love this menu.
They'll find Grunab is there. Grunab is there in the breakfast. He's very boisterous in the mornings. He has no problem. He hears you talking about bacon. He's got bacon for you. They'll take care of you.
Oh my god, it's such an extensive drink menu.
Yeah, they've got the biggest drink selection.
That Jekyll Gold wine.
Does he have any plants in the in the room?
Yes.
I do a little druid craft to make them like healthy.
And make them what? Make them happy?
Healthy. But happy too.
You gonna water the plants?
Basically, but with druid craft. Thanks
Nice.
for the bacon, Grunak. Have a great day.
You're very welcome, my friend. Very welcome. On your walk to the monastery, this is when Kule gives you all the lowdown on the monastery. Leaf has some training that she's going to need to get done with Master Koyan. She's going to be away from you for a little while. However, you have been consigned to the Dark Moon Monastery as their master grower. They take you to the monastery, and he is explaining to you that because of the way the business has changed, that the Dark Moon Monastery in Diamond Lake, or near Diamond Lake, where you came from, is handling the Calamanthus business there in Diamond Lake. The popularity has grown so much that they've decided, because of their need to expand and fund different missions, that the Dark Moon Monastery inside GREYHAWK City is going to start their own production. You're going to be in charge of that. You are taken to the monastery. Actually, you go behind the monastery where there's the wall, the city wall, which is called the garden wall, that would go into the high quarter of the city. There's lots of trees. There is a rather sizable greenhouse, an indoor facility. And then next to that is a 2-acre plot of land that is your outdoor facility, so that you can have your way with all the different varieties and strains that are needed and the different growing conditions that are required.
I can do a lot with 2 acres, man.
You have 5 monks. You have 5 monks that are there to assist and handle, and you are in a supervisory position. These are your workhorses. He does tell you, though, that there's a problem. All this beautiful stuff, it does come with an issue. Someone in town is disrupting the market. One of the reasons why we're trying to split it up. But apparently there is a second new and unknown source of Calamanthus within the city.
Swag, man. It's everywhere.
We'd like you to suss that out.
I'm sure I could sniff it out for you. Have any leads, man? Because I got nothing.
No leads yet, but we will. We're not very good at that. We'll see what we can find for you.
I mean, I can ask around, but I'm kind of obvious about it.
Oh, understood. We'll see what we can do for you.
Appreciate it, man.
And so at that, he lets you to examine your new stuff. And we are going to cut back to the Whistling Fish, because you guys kind of got up and out of there a little bit early. Kay, the bells toll. The brothers, as you are making your way to the Whistling Fish, some things that you would recognize disturb you. One, there is an exorbitant amount of City Watch on patrol on the streets. 2, they are being rough with people, with pedestrians, especially anybody who looks like poor, or perhaps a displaced refugee, any of that sort of stuff. As you've got to pretty much walk halfway across town, the short way. As you make yourself, go up to the foreign quarter or the river quarter where the Whistling Fish is. A lot. You also notice that some of the captains, because there are a lot more captains about with these patrols, which are double in size from their norm. A normal patrol is 4, with perhaps a sergeant, maybe a captain in an elite squad. These are patrols of 8, each with a captain, sometimes, and a sergeant. Some of these captains have a new insignia, colored red, that you have never seen before. Just a little addition, like a stripe to the normal stuff. The cloak is red rather than blue. So, that is a curiosity. Did you do anything?
What do you make of that? I'm leaning in, like, close and just kind of whispering it to him as he passes by. What do you make of that?
Scarlet Brotherhood?
Who do you think's in charge now? I mean, that was the chief constable, right?
That's what Dad said before he left.
Do we recognize any of them as this particular group is passing us, like wherever we are, just where we're having this conversation?
Are you trying to recognize faces?
Yeah, like I mean,
No, but every one of them is blonde-headed. All the ones in red are blonde.
Super creepy. Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, Augie. I'm a little worried about Pops now.
Just keep walking.
Okay, what do you do when you get up that morning? Wait for the brothers?
Yeah, she wouldn't really do much. She'd get up, she probably has some snacks in her pack. She eats very lightly, mostly stuff she can just steal from booths around the city without getting caught. So she'll stay in her room to eat that. Get up, she does take care of herself, brushes her hair a little bit, looks fairly okay, get some dirt off her face, and then she'll go downstairs and wait for him.
So it doesn't take too much time then before the brothers will arrive, unless they make any detours or stops along the way.
Nope.
Is there anything suspicious, like, in the lobby of the inn? Like, are the Scarlet Brotherhood milling about there?
No. And let me be clear, you guys aren't really familiar with the Scarlet Brotherhood. You are familiar with the name and familiar with...
Right, no. Just because, I mean, it popped into my head.
Yeah,
it popped into my head because of what Leaf on the Wind had said the day before about, you know what I mean? And she was asking about them. And then all of a sudden there's a bunch of blonde-headed dudes dressed in red.
Yeah, it's kind of giveaway.
I mean, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm no dummy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure your intelligence score is way higher than mine. I know your charisma is.
No, okay. The inn seems perfectly normal. There is a rather large group of people there this morning for breakfast, which is maybe a little unexpected, perhaps. But they've got quite a crowd there that morning, and there is lots of murmur and discussion, gossiping going on as to the tolling of the bells.
Can I listen in and see if I just get, like, the basic gist of what they're talking about? Because she would definitely be the type to, like, sit in the corner of, like, the bar and just kind of, like, get the gossip as it passes.
Right. Make me a perception. I think
It looks
I think
like
Chris
Leaf
just
on the
got
Wind
8.
has joined us.
Christmas. He's being eaten by a giant cat.
He's being eaten by a tabaxi monk.
Oh, he's cute.
Sorry, Mew Jackman has taken his rightful place.
I can play for Olivia.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
I got 23.
Oh, a 23.
That's a perception.
Yeah, you hear conversation about new City Watch and who the fuck are they? Sort of, I'm paraphrasing. And it's really just a whole bunch of that. Nobody knows what's going on. You hear some conversation about the gates being closed. And that there's one guy talking who was a trader coming in from the river. And he said he'd been waiting since midnight to get into the gate.
Like the main gate to the city?
Through the wharf, or the wharf gate.
The wharf gate, okay.
And he's angry, glad that he's finally there. He's like, I made it here for breakfast, no sleep, right? He's kind of pissed off because he waited in line all night to get his cargo through the gate. He's like, they close it after every person that comes through, no foot traffic. And he's just bitching and bitching and bitching with a couple of other traders.
Interesting.
That are there at the table with him. And that's about the time the Stone Brothers come through the front door. But I'm going to cut back to Bogard real quick, who is just drooling over his new facility.
He's rubbing the soil in his.
Yeah. Goulet has left you for a couple of moments or let you, mess around. You were wanting to talk to a tree. There are lots of trees here.
Is there like one main tree in the monastery?
There's not one. Well, there are very large roanwood trees that are behind the monastery, next to the gate.
Okay, so I'm going to go to a tree that I can see that there are squirrels in.
Okay. I'll let you have a squirrel.
I would love a squirrel.
So you go to a tree, you look up. There's actually a couple of squirrels meandering around. Roanwood trees are like big, they're like 800-year-old oak tree looking things. You can't even get your arms around them.
I get the attention of the squirrel with the bushiest tail.
Okay.
Start trying to get its attention, and then I'm going to, in a memento, sorry. I'm going to cast Animal Friendship. So what Bogart does is he reaches into his dime bag of holding,
right,
grabs a nugget of purple monkey balls, kind of breaks it apart over his head and rubs it into his fur and into his beard, and he is now friends with the squirrel.
Is that something? What is animal? What was that?
Animal Friendship. Oh, it's an intelligence save or charmed.
Oh.
Unless it's willing.
Make me an animal handling check.
Even if I casted the spell?
I'm just
Fair
messing with some shit.
enough.
While I find a stat on a squirrel.
Balls.
Nat 20.
Balls to be exact.
What was it?
A natural 19, and I have a +5.
Oh, all right. Well, then I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that this squirrel wants to be your friends. He sees that purple monkey balls, and he is like, "Holy moly!" And
That's
Down
my
the-
new home.
Down the tree, jumps to your shoulder, and perches right on top of your head and starts to groom. Oh, you guys just moved on me.
I think we lost Chris.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh no.
The cat probably did some,
Most likely.
There
he is.
There he is. That was so weird. Your frames both,
Yeah,
they flip.
he bapped the crap out of my mic.
So, what do you want to do with your squirrel? You just
I'm gonna convince it to make my beard its home.
You're just gonna have a
stay with
squirrel
me.
now.
okay.
Never.
So it, it like gathers up the purple monkey balls crumbs and pouches it, and then crawls down to your shoulder, jumps over, and starts burrowing in your beard.
Excellent.
While that's happening, you hear some little footsteps behind you, and when you turn around, you see Kool-Aid and two very large, muscular monks. And he has an extreme look of worry on his face and says, "Yes, you've been staying at the Whistling Fish, correct?"
Perhaps. Man.
Okay. Well, in order to help you, since you can't find any information about what you need to find out here, these two monks are going to escort you back to the Whistling Fish. You need to go back there as soon as possible.
Oh, okay. Kind of seems like you're kicking me out, but that's fine, man.
Oh, no. We just, some things are going on. I don't think it's safe to have you walk across the city alone. So,
Oh, okay, man. Is Leaf coming?
no, Leaf is in a session with Master Okoyan right now. She will not be joining you for a few days.
Oh, okay. She's getting the shit kicked out of her, huh?
Yes.
Good. It's good for her. Well, let's go, dudes. Ladies.
So, as we are getting into, the sun has kind of, I'm saying it's probably around the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour. You guys have made yourself to the Whistling Fish. You've noticed some things in the city. Bogart, as you were making your way back to the Whistling Fish, things seem to be escalating. There are lots of civilians about. I would say more than normal, but you don't really know what normal is exactly since you're new to town. But there is a hustle and bustle that is going on that wasn't there yesterday.
Well, that escalated quickly, man.
And so Bogart is on his way back to the Whistling Fish. The brothers come into the Whistling Fish as Kay comes downstairs for breakfast or is having breakfast.
Thought there was no breakfast, man.
The menu.
There was no bacon.
No soy bacon.
No soy bacon.
I need soy bacon. I am a cow person.
Oh, what's...
Oh, I thought you requested soy bacon.
Hey,
You're a vegan cow.
They got him bacon, but it wasn't soy bacon. What are you going to name your squirrel?
Charlie.
Charlie the squirrel.
Don't let him bite your finger.
Squirrel. So, back at the Whistling Fish, the two brothers and Kay. The crowd is kind of big in there that morning. You two also notice a rise in street activity, aside from the things that you've already witnessed, as you are also making your way, or as you get to the Whistling Fish.
Am
I there?
I want to do a perception check on the room here.
Okay.
I am looking for someone that I might either be familiar with or have made contact with in the past. I know who Grunab is, but I don't know him.
Right.
I've, you know what I mean, just kind of been doing that as we go down the streets. Just kind of, it's. I know it's been hard to see when we're out in the streets, but when we're here in the room, and I actually have time to scan over the entire room just to see if there's somebody in here that may, or I may think have a little more information than what we've been provided.
Right. Yeah, you notice a
nat 20.
A nat 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was about to give it to you anyways. I didn't even wait for the roll. Perfect. You see Devane, who is he's a merchant. He is sitting at a table with some traders. As a matter of fact, one of the traders at the table is the one that Kay overheard. It's like 2 or 3 traveling, suppliers. I keep calling them traders, but they're more like truckers, I suppose.
Human,
and
elf?
They're human. The merchant is Renee, which is a race of human. You know them as the river folk, as how they got there. Most of them actually live on barges up in the water of the river by Shacktown. They are a river. They kind of dress and act like gypsies. They're kind of dark-skinned, dark hair, very colorful clothing. They have their own religions. Supposedly, they come from the big lake, but they migrated down the river. They travel up and down the river, and this particular merchant has settled here in GREYHAWK, and he sells fishing supplies. But you've been able to get some information off of him in the past about various goings-ons, because the Renee are well known for keeping their ear to the pulse of the city, as it were. And so when you come in, you see him sitting at a table with some traders, the truckers, and Kay is also at a nearby table.
I'll nod to Kay, but I will walk over to Devane.
Okay.
She nods back, but doesn't really do anything else. She'll wait for them.
Is there an open chair at the table?
Yes.
Totally gonna listen in.
Do you mind?
Oh, go right ahead, August. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, sir.
It's a crazy morning, is it not?
It is a crazy morning. I mean, can you tell me anything? What's going on in town? I mean, I know that and I'm trying to keep my voice low.
Right.
And I know that it's kind of loud in here. So I'm trying to lean across the table and lean in and try to keep my voice down. I know that the chief constable is gone.
The what? This is news I have not heard.
Well, shit. I don't say that. What do you know?
I know that it is very difficult to get in and out of the city now. They have closed the gates. My suppliers are having difficulties getting in. This is what we've been discussing this morning. I have more suppliers waiting on the river. I can't get to the river. They're not letting us out.
Who are the troops in red?
That is a good question. They all look Suluese to me. That's another race of human, the Sul, S-U-E-L. Typically known by their blonde, pale looks.
They Aryan as fuck.
Yeah, kind of to
And they're
extreme.
they're from the southern part of the continent? Where are they from?
Make me a history check.
16 plus 0 is 16.
They're everywhere.
Oh, okay.
They're concentrated heavily in the south.
Okay.
The Scarlet Brotherhood is a organization of believers in pure blood, Sul. However, there are others of the race that are not as extreme. And so, they've blended, with lots. There are some humans that you can't even tell what race they originally are because they've blended with the Baklunish is another race of human. But yes, they are concentrated in the southern part of the world as far as that's where the Brotherhood is. And that's kind of the conversation that that the merchant and these suppliers are discussing is the new City Watch. Have you seen these in the red?
Yeah, too many of them.
They do not look good.
Yeah, they make the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
And
Devane.
those are already too long, Augie. You gotta trim that shit.
Were you gonna give me a haircut?
Yeah.
Pull out that stupid dagger of yours? Jesus.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Devane. Just keep your ear to the ground. Okay?
Oh, always, always.
And I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna motion Aaron and I'm gonna move up to the bar. Is Gruneb behind the bar?
He is not, but there is another innkeeper there.
I'm going to stand up and go to the bar with them and just kind of mumble a good morning.
Good morning, Kay.
Mm.
Have you been outside yet?
Not this morning, but I heard there's a lot going on.
I think that's the short version.
We'll make it to get around.
You want to fill her in?
Yeah. I mean, best as we can, I suppose.
Bogard, your two monks pretty much almost jog you from the monk back to the Whistling Fish, dump you off inside the door, and leave.
Thanks, guys. Fucking monks. Why do they always have to run everywhere? Hey, man. Guys, dudes.
Hey, Bogard, right?
Hi.
Yeah, that's my name.
Yeah.
Mr. Blunt.
Thought you guys were going to the monastery.
Oh, I did. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna grow some stuff for him later.
Where's the cat?
Leaf. Kay. Her name is Leaf.
I mean, I knew who she was talking about, but her name is Leaf.
But it's important to be respectful. Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Is Leaf okay?
Yeah, she's fine, man. She's training with the master and stuff and things, man.
Stuff and things. Okay, great.
I needed to talk to you guys about something.
Okay.
It's pretty weird out there, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, we were all about to sit down and talk about how friggin' weird it is.
Cool, because what I have to talk to you about is nothing like that.
Awesome.
Not related at all.
Okay, well, we'll get to that here in a minute then. Is that all right?
Sounds good. Let's keep talking about what we were talking about.
Awesome.
Do we see the squirrel in his beard?
Make me a perception check.
Or is he just so buried in there? Oh, natural 19 plus 7.
You don't see the squirrel, but you see that the beard is kind of changed a little bit, and when you look closely, you see something moving. It's like, something's moving around in the beard.
She jumps back a little bit and is just like staring intently at his beard, like almost uncomfortably, like.
Because he's like twice as tall as you, right?
Yeah. So she's like, maybe it was something weird, like a draft in here.
Are you intimidated by my height, man?
Oh, I just you're
It's about that time you see a little nose and some eyes poke out of the beard and look at you.
What in the actual fuck?
Is that what are you? Can I?
Okay, no, so
Do
wait.
you have a pet?
Like literally last night, you turned into a friggin' panther. What's gonna happen to that squirrel when you do that?
Did you give him a name?
He'll jump on my back. Yeah, his name is Steve.
I want the fan art of a squirrel riding on a panther.
I thought it was Stanley.
Oh my God. I hope it has like
how many names does the squirrel have? All of them. That's how many. He's got all of them.
All of the names.
All of them start with S.
One day I'll ask him what his name actually is, but till then.
His name is Susan, and he wants you to respect his life choices.
Wow, Mr.
This is Winston. Okay, so
Mr. Blunt, did you have that the whole time?
Oh no, I just got him this morning.
Wow.
We became good friends over a morning cup of coffee.
Oh, he drinks coffee?
No, but I do.
Oh. What does he eat? I mean, acorns, I guess.
Right. Because he's a squirrel.
Anyway, we were talking about.
Yeah, that's
so
precious.
Outside?
Yeah, Bogard, you said you needed us?
She's just staring at the squirrel.
Yeah, so I mean, I know you guys were all talking about something else right now, but at some point I would like to talk to Kay and you guys about something.
I just look at Kay, and Kay appears to not be paying any attention to either of us anymore.
Oh,
you know
no,
what?
she's
Bogard,
listening, but she's staring at the squirrel.
You just go ahead. What is it that you need?
Well, anyway, and while he's talking, he like takes the squirrel out of his beard and like holds it up to Kay to let her pet him.
Oh my God.
Anyway, man. So I was offered this pretty cushy job. No pun intended. Anyway, I was offered this job at the monastery to grow calamanthus as their grower, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like
pretty
something
exciting. Being promoted from nothing to like the leader of something.
I'm not much of a farmer, so.
Well, that's cool. I am, man. Anyway, apparently they're trying to start a company to help fund the monks, and they're going to use my calamanthus. Problem is, man, that.
So as he's babbling on, you can just see August, like his face is starting to get redder and redder as Bogard does not get to the fucking point.
I'm petting the squirrel just like with one finger on the head in the same pattern over and over.
So I guess in summation, man, what I'm trying to ultimately say is that we need to ice some bitches because they're stepping on our territory.
That went from like a 5 to a 14 in like nothing.
That's what I do.
And who are they?
I have no idea. Which is why I was going to talk to Kay about it.
Do you have like a direction, some sort of end point? Do you know who they are?
I mean, I know north and south. East and west are kind of iffy some days.
So you just want us to go around and stab a bunch of random people, or
No, that would be absurd. Anyway, Kay.
I couldn't follow.
Hey, I'm gonna take the squirrel back now. Give me
join
back
the club,
back
Kay.
sweet.
Join the club.
Kay, do you know of anybody who sells calamanthus on the reg?
Oh, I probably do. Should I roll for that?
Yeah, make me a roll. Just roll me a 20. And
15.
do you have... I'm learning my 5e skills here.
It's really just like straight intelligence, probably.
Is it? Is that what you...
Because you're trying to remember something specific.
Very good.
Yeah.
Do you have a bonus on intelligence?
+2.
What'd you roll?
17,
A
then?
17.
15, so 17 total.
You smart motherfucker.
Thanks, bitch.
You do...
I don't have charisma.
You do have a source, and your knowledge of it is that it originates from up by Diamond Lake. But as it is with any, product like that, you never really know for sure. But that's historically where it comes from and where you've always thought it come from. But you do know somebody that you can get it from.
Well, man, it kind of depends on like the type you want.
Well, I'm asking if there's like a main dude who does it, because I'm trying to get this done today.
Oh, I've got an inkling. Yes, not totally confirmed, but
Like a dealer?
by Diamond Lake area, there should be a guy.
Well, that would probably come from my monastery back home. I guess I need to take out the head of the snake in the city, is what I'm trying to get at.
Would that be the Diamond Lake guy?
Well, your guy is not really the Diamond Lake guy. That's just, it's like somebody, who's buying it black market in contemporary setting would say, oh, maybe it comes from Mexico, or maybe it comes from here, based on what you typically do. But
Charlie Kush, bruh.
right. So that's, that's your assumption as to where the plant originates. But honestly, you don't really know. You do know that your guy is just a street level, just somebody trying to make ends meet. It's not an illegal substance. So it's not really clandestine, but that's kind of how it's sold. Nobody really operates a shop. You can go to an herbalist shop and probably find some there. But it's usually associated with, certain practices, either religious or recreation or whatever it is that you're into.
So I'm gonna basically relay that to him. Like, well, if you're just looking to like get some, you can get some get it anywhere. But from what I hear, Diamond Lake it's definitely the best place to start. You can't really trust what a lot of people say, but most of them say there.
Well, you have a dealer in town, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's go meet him, man.
There is a boy who bursts through the front door and yells, "The criers are out! The criers are out!" And the whistling fish begins to empty at an alarming rate.
Yeah, we ought to go listen to this, Augie.
I mean, now we have some privacy. Do we really want to leave?
Well, I'm going out. I need to hear what the official word is. You guys can stay in here and continue to talk about ice and fucking calamanthus dealers in the street, whatever.
Not in the street, just in their homes, man.
All right, bud. I'll see you in a minute. And I go out.
I mean,
follow.
If everyone's going out, that's cool. But if Kay is chilling,
She'll go out, but she'll like kind of hang back a little bit and reach into her cloak and pull out like a tiny little baby joint. She's just like, you know, I get really anxious sometimes, and I don't really. It's nice to have someone else who enjoys this every once in a while. Like these two guys seem a little like they're not,
Absolutely.
Not down to clown, bro.
Yeah, on me, on me.
Hey, Kay, I just want you to know that if you ever run out, hit me up. I got you.
Okay. I mean, I have people, but I mean, it's good to have more people.
Well, I'm saying like free.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. You'll be my.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks. I
For
mean, if
sure.
you need something stolen.
Well, that's a thing that I have in my pocket then.
Excellent. Excellent. All right.
A new herbalist in town. Outside, GREYHAWK has a rather unique system of spreading important news. Kind of like, the read all about it guys that you would, from modern times, or well, not modern, but you know what I'm talking about. Newspaper boys. Newsies, right? And
Right.
GREYHAWK has a similar thing where they have, when there's major announcements, there are some employees of the city that are town criers. They basically walk up and down the street yelling whatever bit of news it is that needs to be yelled out to the masses. And today it is that the Lord Mayor is giving a public address at the Free City Arena, which is in Clerkburg, up where the colleges and stuff are. There is the university, you boys would know this, the University of Magical Arts, which is a giant 3-sided pyramid up in Clerksburg. This is in, let me put you on the map so you can see. The map, Curtis. Yeah, I'll ping you right there. Here, I'll flip over to the map scene. Look at that. I'm learning how to do this, getting better at it all the time.
So Aaron and August go out, and then Kay and Bogart just kind of like chill out by the porch, and they're just like,
Yeah.
pass
Pass,
a little bit,
pop
making
off
bread.
pass, baby.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah, the announcement is that at the arena, the Lord Mayor is going to be making an announcement just past the noon hour. Carry on.
What's an announcement for an announcement?
Well, otherwise, how would somebody be there for the actual announcement?
You're right.
You have to announce the announcement, or else no one announces their presence at the announcement.
Announcementception.
Announcements are meant to be heard.
I don't know if August has ever rolled his eyes harder than he did at his brother saying that just now.
Oh, that was meta. That was me.
Oh.
Otherwise, it would have been in this accent.
Okay.
What time
So
is it again?
noon.
Yeah, noon.
Which it's still relatively early morning, right?
Yeah, it's 8, 9 in the morning. You do know that because of the massive population of GREYHAWK, and you can see that people have already started heading north.
Well,
which is, not uncommon for any big announcement. Everybody's nosy, wants to get in, find out. You do know that the stadium is large, but it isn't going to hold everybody. It'll hold, we'll say 18,000 that's actually the official seating of the Free City Arena. But, you're free to do whatever you'd like for the interim.
I don't need front row seats to that place.
So long as they can make it, where people can hear it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm like Big Brother watching me, man.
Okay, how far is your guy?
And is he north?
I look at Augie
Okay.
with a
How far is your
Really?
guy?
Oh, you're asking me. Duke, how far is my guy? Or not Duke, Curtis, how far is my guy?
Wrong DM.
Wrong DM.
I'm used to you being the DM.
Yeah.
But, like, seriously, when he asks that, I just look at him and I'm like, really?
Yeah. No, it's not far at all. It's actually you get yours from an herb shop over in the Artisan Quarter. So it's down the road across the processional.
I mean, not very
Yeah, and
far.
I look back at Aaron. Yeah, really.
I mean, we could probably get there quickly considering the crowd's headed somewhere else.
Like, wait, this doesn't even have anything.
What is it you would rather do? Do you want to go fight this crowd?
No, I don't. I just.
Where do you want to go? Tell me.
I mean, okay, it just like I like the guy, and we're like off away from the like I like the guy. I don't want to get involved in like friggin' territory squabbles from amongst friggin' calamanthus growers. Like what? That doesn't have anything to do with what we do.
You never know. We've had so much shit going on underneath our nose that we don't even know about.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're really not wrong.
We already know that we can't get out the gate. Okay? They're not letting foot traffic in and out of the gate. We already know that. We're not getting back out to the warehouses, right?
Well,
if you want, we can walk. We can walk north and we can get front row seats to this thing, which we already know. We already know what he's going to say.
Yeah. Well, and it's possible that. I mean, shit. It's possible that I mean, because they came here and they were asking questions about the Scarlet Brotherhood. I mean, it's possible. Friggin' coincidence out to hell, but it's possible, I suppose. All right.
I want to keep an eye on him and the tabaxi, and I sure as hell want to keep an eye on Kay.
Yeah.
I would try to listen in. Can I hear them?
While they've been talking, Bogard has lit.
Is this a opposing stealth perception?
Son of a bitch.
Would it be stealth?
Well,
or would I do stealth or perception?
No, you do. Yeah, you do perception. They'll stealth it.
So whatever the result of this roll that I'm about to make, plus another 2.
I had 15.
19. So you can't hear me.
Well, I roll stealth at disadvantage.
Even while talking. See, that doesn't make any sense.
I wouldn't hear anything.
Well, except I rolled
Aaron said.
I rolled a nat 20.
Damn it.
And I rolled a 4.
Wow.
It's perfect.
All right.
So do I hear August go, and I sure as hell don't trust Kay.
You, Kay,
I didn't say I sure as hell don't trust Kay. I said I sure as hell want to keep an eye on Kay.
That's the same difference.
You don't hear him say it, but as you're trying to tune in, as he says that, he makes one little mistake and he turns his head and looks at you for just a second. And so you don't hear what he's saying, but you know it probably was something about you.
Awesome.
Good or bad, you couldn't tell.
Okay.
Kay, are you gonna take this? I've been holding on to it for a little bit.
Puff puff pass, yo.
Yeah, she puff passes. You can just take the rest. And
you just hit on a hog leg the size of his finger.
Yeah, like
and you're half as tall as he is. You gotta hold it like
tiny.
Gotta hold it like a carrot.
She just goes,
Not only that,
here you go.
Bogard finishes it like like Tom and Jerry finishes the cigarette.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Just
So like it It takes barely any puffs to get through this thing. 'cause
It's like
Kay,
one inhale and finishes the blunt.
she's got that constitution. She's got those lungs of steel, so she just like doesn't cough. Heads to them, to the brothers.
It's about that moment. You're all still outside in front of the inn,
Yeah.
having this trust, not trust situation, and that's when you all hear a bit of a scream, and in the commotion ahead, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. You hear like a woman scream. There's a ton of people. I mean, there's a huge crowd out in front, moving. You know, it's kind of chaotic, as it were.
Damn it, I dropped my blunt.
But up ahead, away from, as you know, a little ways down the road, you hear commotion and a scream.
Okay. I'm gonna tap Aaron on the chest, and I'm gonna turn and go.
Yep.
Are you going towards the scream?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kay will follow, but as soon as they get like a good distance, that's a scream, and that's not a good sign, and she will try to hide and watch.
Bogard slowly makes his way towards where they're running.
Okay.
Just finishing off this roach.
Okay, go ahead and make me a stealth roll for your hide.
Yes. She will watch and observe. Nice! 19 plus 8, so 27.
Dang, yeah, you're pretty good at
this dice is on fire.
Pretty good at ducking behind stuff. The brothers run up and oh look, I got Aaron and Bogart mixed up. Nobody told me that. I had you guys on the wrong frames.
Oh, I don't pay attention.
No, but I have a moderator.
Paying attention.
Kay might have like a +7 perception. Jaylee has a -5.
Nabbit, Erica.
Oh yeah, that's all right. I figured it out. Anyways, so as you are running, there's a huge commotion. There's a crowd gathering around, and when you guys get up there, what you see is an immigrant from, obviously not a Greyhawker, a poor man, and he is getting beat by one of those red cloaks. Wow, that just came right out of Red Cloak. Oh, that's a Game of Thrones. I wondered, it's like too familiar. But yeah, that's what it is.
How many of them are around?
It is a captain that is doing the beating. There are 8 City Watch that have circled him with their backs to him, keeping the crowd away while he punishes.
Whatever it is, it's already starting.
That's not cool, man. That's
No.
Bogard finally shows up.
Yeah, no one interrupts, and
You're right, Bogart. It's not.
He's left in a bleeding pulp, and you hear that captain say, "Get the fuck on, all of ya!" And
I just stand there.
The City Watch poke a few people, moving them away, shove. They're being very aggressive.
Hey, man,
I don't
maybe we should get out of here.
I don't break eye contact with the captain.
And I am... If he's locked eyes with the captain, I am watching the city guard that are closest to us so that I can insert myself if necessary.
Yeah, Kay's just hiding, like, kind of on higher ground behind some whatever she could find to hide so miraculously. And she's definitely got her bow kind of trained on the captain in case something happens. Knowing August and his impulsivity.
Aaron, you know...
It's going to back up about 10 feet, 10, 15 feet from where he was in the circle.
Aaron, you Maybe a perception roll, just to see how much
Me?
you see. No, not you, Aaron.
Not great.
9.
Mhm.
No, I mean, you get the sense that, as you're looking over the faces of the guards, I will give you the idea that it doesn't look like they're all on board. Some of them look kind of unhappy that they're doing what they're doing. A couple others look like they could give two shit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But after the beating, they kind of just start move along, shoving people, keeping the crowd heading down the street.
Do they move on and leave the guy there in a bloody husk, or are they still standing around it?
No, once the crowd starts to disperse, they just move on and leave him there to bleed.
Okay.
Bogart's gonna walk up to the guy and check and see if he's alive.
He is not.
He's not.
He has been beaten to death.
Well, I can't cure this, man.
Me neither.
Yeah, none of us can.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, there is a sickness, and it's getting worse.
Well,
who are these people?
Red cloaks, blonde heads. That's all we know right now.
Now, Bogart, do you brothers? I mean, I guess that's all you say. Bogart, when you hear red and blonde, that pings a little bell in your head. Having, dealing with the mission of the monastery. Although you weren't a monk, you are familiar with the politics of the monastery and the mission that Leaf is involved in.
wait, man, you said blonde hair and red coloring?
You gotta lay off that green stuff there, buddy. You just watched a group of them beat a man to death. Yeah, blonde hair, red cloak.
I wasn't watching what the people were doing who were doing the beating. I was watching the guy get beat.
Yeah, so was I.
That sounds like the Scarlet Brotherhood, man.
And I look at Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying they have
What do you know about them?
not as much as Leaf knows or other monks know. I was never allowed to train with the monks. That's why I'm not a good hand-to-hand fighter. But what I did do is stick my nose into books. So I've read a little bit about them and what they've done. They're pieces of shit.
Well, that's obvious.
And if they're in positions of power here, balance is off, man.
Well, the balance has been off in this city for a long time.
Listen, right now as I am, I can't do much to help that. But if I am the master grower, I might be able to have some influence in the city to a certain degree. I don't necessarily want to kill this other group that is selling, but I need them to stop selling, or at least start working for me as sellers, as dealers.
Why is that so important?
Because it's kind of a stipulation for this new job, man. I have to stop this other business in order to start my business.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the politics of it, but anything that anything that cuts off the power to whatever it is that this malignant fucking tumor that's infected the City Watch is, if it helps at all, because this is unacceptable.
Kay has just been kind of listening and silently crept up to you guys while you've been talking, and she kind of speaks up a little bit. This might actually help us. The other Calmanthus contacts, they're kind of deep rooted with the darker channels of the city, and my contact last night didn't have any information on new loot vaults, but any of the Calmanthus sellers, especially the ones by Diamond Lake, if that's actually the source, they might even know something about what you guys are looking for. Everything's connected, even if it's Calmanthus. You never know.
That's true, man. It really is a circle of life.
Well, I guess that's a circle. Yeah. What Mr. Blunt said.
Because it never
Circle of shit. That's what it is. It's a circle of shit.
And it's
Calmanthus sellers know other drug sellers know thieves know murderers. Everybody knows everybody.
Well, they're all about to know me, man.
I wouldn't ask for that if I were you.
That's
the new seller on the street, man. They're gonna know who I am.
Be careful what you wish for.
I don't want this. I don't wish for this. But it's something that has to be done for the greater good.
Cold rain starts to fall.
Well, let's go.
Let's go find this dealer.
Your person K, and then. I mean, I still want to hear whatever this proclamation will be around noon. So let's try and make it quick, I suppose. But
Jesus, Aaron, let's just go to the stadium, okay? You're so tense about this. Let's just go to the stadium. We can go see this. We can go see this dealer after.
We don't. We need to hear what the official word is gonna be, because that's gonna set the tone for the entire City Watch, for the entire city.
Okay.
Everything is gonna
right.
stem from what we hear at that fucking thing today.
You're right.
So we just got to make sure we hear it. I mean, I'm sure we'll hear it later. The cries will be around, whatever. But like we can go check this thing out. I agree. It's important. We should check it out.
No, we'll do it after. Let's go.
There's a chance he's not even up yet, too. So
hippies.
They're either early risers or.
What's that word you just used, man?
Hippies.
Hippies? I like that.
As you make your way down Marsh Street, which is the main street that runs in front of the Whistling Fish, that's where the beating happened, and that leads you to the Central Market. There, that big open area where the hanging tree is, in between the River Quarter and the Artisan Quarter. And going into the Artisan Quarter to meet this guy is almost a forced issue in the fact that you're not going to be able to do it, because once you get to that open area of the market,
we had decided to not go that way. We were
right. I'm saying you're headed in the same direction. Instead of making a right, you're going to make a left now.
My fault. Sorry.
That's all right. But when you get to that main area, as you are going to take the main streets up to the stadium, you realize that you would probably not even get across. I mean, you would have to fight the crowd just to get over to where you needed to. There is a tremendous amount of people. And you notice that there are already 3 new bodies on the tree that weren't there when you came across this morning. and a massive migration of people heading north to the Garden Gate.
This shit's fucking brutal. And
Are
it's
these bodies
literally day one?
The same type of people? Like the immigrant?
Yes.
And are they beaten?
Yes.
Does it look like they're just hung up to make an example out of, or does it look like they were hung by their necks until they were dead?
It looks like they were hung until they were dead. It looks like they've taken some punishment after the fact as well. As a matter of fact, as you get up close, you'll see that there's a group of people that have surrounded the tree, and some of them are throwing stones. Some people walk by and will whack them with a stick. Civilians on this
Keep walking.
massive push, and the crowd gets heavier and heavier and thicker, and you make your way up the processional. You get to the Garden Gate. They explain that the stadium has already been filled with those deserving to be in seated areas. However, go to the pyramid is basically your directions. You don't get to the Garden Gate. You're walking up through the processional. The Garden Gate's too far. Backtrack that. But they are splitting people off as you make your way down the road. You pass this giant, the giant building, the University of Magical Arts, one of the famous buildings inside GREYHAWK, because it's this massive three-sided pyramid-shaped building with no obvious doors and windows, but you know that's where the wizards learn their wizardry. Lots of them come from all over the world to study here, and you notice a big mass of people have started to gather around that, and they are magically projecting onto one of the sides of the pyramids this event that is happening.
Honestly, probably better seats here anyway.
It's fine by me. Okay, you wanna boost?
I'm fine.
If you want, you can climb on my shoulders and pet Squeak.
It's okay. I can hear. I'm okay.
Pet Squeak then.
She does not want to be picked up. She kind of wraps her arms around herself a little bit. Even though she very clearly cannot see, but such is the life of a short person.
Well, I'll move us to a spot where we're not in the obvious flow of traffic, and I'll kind of put Kay in front of me so that, you know what I mean, that she's not going to get pushed over by the crowd if somebody does happen to push by. And
it's quite possible with the rain going. It's starting to look kind of like Woodstock out here. Massive amounts of people all gathering around. Lots of conversation as to what's going on. And as the noon hour is reached, on the projection, you see the Lord Mayor come out to the stage. There's a massive applause. You can hear it coming from the stadium. You can also tell just from some of the side images that the stadium is pretty much filled with upper middle class, upper class peoples of the city.
Waspy motherfuckers.
And the Lord Mayor gets up, gets everybody to quiet down, and begins to speak. People of the free city of GREYHAWK, today is both a sad day and a day to celebrate. We have lost a great leader from our city, and he will be greatly mourned. But for true GREYHAWKers, this day will be remembered as the day we begin to make our city the greatest in the world once again. Since the GREYHAWK Wars, we have seen a flood, an overwhelming tide of refugees from war-torn lands. These peoples were not subject to any restrictions or inspections or to determine if they are good or bad, and now have been allowed to participate in the daily affairs of our great citizens, and now those citizens suffer. The population of the slum quarter, the thieves' quarter, the wharves, the outskirts, and Shacktown have exploded. This saturation of foreigners has found its way through the Black Gate and now threatens to suffocate our wonderful workmen and artisans within the artisan quarter, as well as the river and foreign quarters. Those of us who have long been Greyhawkers, since the beginning of the small, unwalled trading post along the Celenton over 500 years ago, we are under attack. It is a silent and covert attack. You hear grumbles from the crowd. The stadium just erupts in this murmur of people mumbling to each other. They threaten our every way of life, as such facts are now unmistakable. We will not allow them to be unavoidable. The free city of Greyhawk is closing its gates to any and all non-Greyhawkers. I have asked for and will receive troop assistance from our newest allies in this fight to protect our heritage, the Scarlet Brotherhood. At this point, there is a tremendous ruckus in the crowd that you are amongst. Our City Watch has been enlarged and entirely activated. And we will begin to purge this city of all foreign rabble who threaten our way of life. If some of you who are hearing me now know that you are included amongst that group, you will be treated with kindness and respect, but you will not be allowed to stay within our walls. There are many great cities near here, and I would suggest you consider making your way towards them. Take a new adventure. Head either up or down the beautiful Celenton and away from the free city and threaten its way of life. Ships will be made available for mass transportation within the week. City Watch and our new Scarlet City Watch will begin the task of inspecting door by door to find those who would hide, lie, and other dishonest, illegal practices to remain within our great city. We will not let them take our homes, our jobs, our culture of wealth and greatness that is the free city of Greyhawk. Long live the domain. And at that point, there's a huge roaring applause within the stadium. There is some applause in the group of the massive group of people that you're in, but also you hear a huge roaring upset. The bells toll again.
Looks like I gotta move, man.
Yeah, like as soon as the crowd is like erupting and whatnot, I slap August on his shoulder on his armor and I pull Bogart and Kay and I'm like, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, Kay looks horrified. I mean, meta for obvious reasons, like her brother's an elf.
Well, I mean, elves are fine, like so long as you're native, apparently. But
so she's
August
she's
probably, you know
gotta
what I
go.
mean? I don't know that we would have even waited until the speech finished.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you listened and fought your way back through the crowd as you began to see the writing on the wall and make your hasty escape, once you get to the processional, you are blocked off from City Watch guards as there is a massive troop parade coming down through the center processional, and they are all Scarlet Brotherhood soldiers. And there is no doubt about it. They have the red flag with the squiggly little black cross looking thing. And I'll get a picture for you guys. I don't have it, but it's like a plus sign, but it's wiggly. And yeah, there's no hiding it. They're marching right through the center of GREYHAWK.
Does the Furbolg have like a cape with a hood on it?
I can do you one better. I turn into the Mastiff.
He's a dog.
Hopper. Right, good.
Shades darker than the Mastiff that bit those guards.
Is there, and there's no alternate path to get around this to keep moving while this processional is going on?
Yeah, you can.
Can I look around for an alternate path?
Yeah, I mean, you can fight your way back through the crowd and around. It's kind of like the processional. You will notice that eventually, there's a break in the line. They'll let some people across. But as you look back down the processional, you see then again they're clearing people out of the way because here comes another formation.
Are there any?
How many soldiers are we talking about?
You see several hundred.
Okay.
Are there any sewer grates around, perchance?
That's a really good question, and I actually have a map for that.
Because Kay's definitely looking around. She's massively uncomfortable, and if she can't find a grate to escape in, she will try to hide.
No, I mean the nearest entrance to the sewer is still down closer to where the hanging tree is. Without going backwards further deeper into Clerkburg, into the colleges. You're actually not too far from. You're really not that far from August and Aaron's home.
I was actually about to look at August and mouth the word home.
Yeah.
You can go that way without having to go down the center of town. That's back behind you and down.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go do that. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of the crowd. Let's get them out of the. You know what I mean? Let's get Bogart out of the crowd. Yeah, let's go.
And as you all make your way through this cold rain, and there's still a ton of people that you have to kind of battle your way. It's just like you've been in those concert situations where you get through. People are going one way. You're trying to fight your way to the other way. Is where we're going to in tonight's episode. Right on time. Beautiful. Bogart had me worried a couple of times. That's all right. A little bit shorter tonight because Kay's got to make a little bit of a traffic run so that she can get herself prepared for our next episode of Cult, which is coming up next. So I didn't give these guys a break during this episode, so I'm going to give them their break now. And we're going to reconvene here at TTRP Theater in just a little while, probably about 10 o'clock. And we're going to do Cult, Divinity Lost Manhattan. I want to thank these players. What an interesting night. Some creepy stuff that almost parallels modern themes.
What? No way.
Let's.
Like it was planned, man.
Let's go around the table. Yeah, we're going to go around the table and get a quick reaction from our players and get them the chance to plug anything that they got going on. And so I'm going to start with Duke because he's such the best spoken. He can set them all off in the right foot.
Hey guys, I'm at Invisible Duke on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm the creative director here at TTRP Theater, and I premiered my first endeavor as a game master on TTRP Theater this last Tuesday. Thank you. I thought it was a fun time. It's an actual play, kind of radio drama with live chat, and so check out Renaissance City on Tuesdays. Check out all of the programs that we have on our new schedule. And I'm going to get off here as quick as I can because I want to play some Cult.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's go to your brother, Aaron Stone. What's going on, Aaron?
I am terrified that we are going to make GREYHAWK great again.
They've even got the stupid red hat thing.
Yep. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Stone Cipher. You can find Mew Jackman, who you saw take over my screen earlier, at The Greatest Meowman on Instagram. I'm having a blast. I love this game. I'm sorry that we haven't been able to play it for the last 3 weeks.
Check out yesthievescan.com.
Yes, the Nightingale, our rogue subclass with paladin spells. You can find it at yesthievescan.com. It's been produced by our great friends Bartholomew Click and Zachary Stoppel.
And we got a pretty funny comic too that put out.
Whoa, was that the squirrel?
What is happening? Is that?
I forgot. I had the squirrel voice going. Can you hear it?
So I was messing around. I was going to spring that on Bogard with the with the squirrel voice, but I forgot to turn it on so I could hear it. Damn.
Sounds great.
Yes, they do have a very funny cartoon too. Thieves can't. All right. Okay. Well, there you go. That was the squirrel voice. Let's go. Let's go to Jaylee. Kay.
Hi, I'm Julie. I play Kay. I also play the charming Harving Winston in the game of Colt, happening here in about 1 hour. Tonight's episode is really cool. I'm very excited to get back into it. I love Kay, as much of a bumbling, awkward girl that she is. Really excited to find out more about this halfling with the skull mask. Really excited to find out what's happening with Fossick. Like, there's just so much. I can't wait to find out. And Curtis, our DM, is doing an excellent job of putting it together. You can find me on Twitter at Jahoy_matey if you want a lot of memes. So that's what I have to say.
Curtis has a bad habit of trying to develop a shit ton of subplots.
I love it.
It will haunt me.
It'll come up at some point.
And then there's my buddy Bogart.
Hello, it's me, Osman Beasler, playing Bogard Blunt. This episode definitely needs to be called Make GREYHAWK the Gym Again. Crazy episode. I don't know what Bogard's going to do. He'll just have to be a mastiff and other things for a long time.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Wow, what a good game. It was a little bit shorter, but that's the way we like it around here sometimes. We've got some long games that play during the week too, like Duke mentioned. We've got several great new programs coming out on the channel just this next week. Check the schedule. There's one down below. It also will pop up on the screen after we pause for our break. And I want to thank everybody for watching, and make sure you follow us if you haven't already. And if you have a Twitch Prime sub burning a hole in your pocket this month, feel free to use it on us. Okay, all right. If you're watching this later on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and follow there as well. That's all free. We're on all the social medias. We've launched our Patreon page, so please consider supporting great independent creative projects like this one and the one coming up next, Cult Divinity Lost Manhattan. So we're all going to get ready for that Cult show. We'll be back next Friday with another exciting episode of Greyhawk City Shadows of the Gem. Good night. Pockets of foul stench abuse the senses of anyone moving from one part of this neighborhood to another.
Let the players get the opportunity to describe something about last session that they enjoyed.
What exactly you want to know about the warehouse next door, anyways?
Everything that you know.
Yeah.
We want to see it.
We want to.
We're trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look back at the hook and I drag it across his neck.
Thank you. Yep. Doing great.
Can I go give Rome a high five?
To who? To Roman?
To Roman.
So, oh, you have to make the attack roll.
Ah, well, it's a high five. I mean.
And does not hit his AC.
All right. Well, I miss a high five.
You go for it, and he just leaves you hanging.
Why not? Eat some bacon, man. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty?